Welcome to the Nerd Party.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
And this is City Alpha 3.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to SETI Alpha 3, a Star Trek podcast here on the Nerd Party Network. I am your host, Daniel Prue, and joining me, as always, are my two good buddies, Darren and Philip. Hey, guys, how was your week? Did you guys do anything Star Trek related at all?
Yeah, one of the chapters of the Star Trek Club SFI I'm in, not mine, but another one called the USS Omnis, had a virtual con this weekend. So it was, nothing too elaborate, but it was kind of cool. They used a gaming, I don't know what to call it, platform, interactive thing that never used before called Roblox.
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you would be familiar with it.
It's a small billion-dollar industry, but yeah, sure. Yeah.
But they basically build this like outdoor festival con environment. So it was like half carnival and then half con with but like outside. So that was kind of cool. And then we did the audio via Discord. It's all new to me. But that was very cool because I spoke for a session, but they had different people. So that was pretty cool. And then just a slight tangent. This past week, I don't know what it is that it's like one of those times in fandom where suddenly like everyone's talking about the motion picture and you're like, I don't know why. But like it seemed like this past week, I say everyone, but my social media and everything has been talking about the Ring Enterprise. I don't know if you all have seen it. It's just like weird. I keep seeing it like, oh, here's this picture and here's this design. And then I'm like, is this like the Ring Enterprise anniversary or something? I mean, I could touch my Eagle Moss right here of it because I really do like it. But anyway, it's just a bizarre thing. I mean, I like it. And I just thought it was cool. But
you're like,
don't know why
it happened once is interesting, but happening 3 times, that's peculiar.
No.
What about you, Darren? Did you watch that weird AI thing from last week?
I know. Gosh, I still haven't had 2 seconds to watch it.
You have time out here today.
I've literally watched like bits of it with the sound off, which apparently is totally fine because apparently there's no talking in it. So, but I did realize though that I know one of the actors. So my friend Gordon is the one who played I don't know the species name, but it's that gray with the big neck collar and he's in the gold uniform. So he did the makeup. He was in the makeup for that, which totally makes sense because he does stuff like that all the time. So, but I will get back to you on that.
You should ask him if he
I'll be seeing him today, so I'll ask him about that. Just stand there and look cool. I mean, that's all you got to do.
Darren, this is a podcast exclusive. Just turn on your recorder and do like a 10-minute interview.
Interesting.
Oh, he would talk my ear off on it. He loves sharing about his stuff. So,
well, we did get some new Lower Decks, but we were just talking before we got on the mic, and Darren and I are not caught up. So, Darren is caught up. I'm not caught up. I am not.
It's
just
only you, Daniel.
It's only me.
It's only you. That's okay.
We're ahead of you on Lower Decks.
So
all we did is predict that the last episode would be completely live action, and then it blew our minds. Again, total prediction, not going to happen, but it would be hilarious.
In case it does, we called it.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Put a timestamp on it because we called it. So I thought I was trying to think of something to talk about, and Philip prompted me to think about the characters. And I was, we've talked a lot, of course, about all the different characters in Star Trek. Well, not all. That would be impossible, but many, many characters. And I was thinking, we sort of just generally probably know and have an understanding of like, oh, this is my favorite. Like, we all love Captain Picard, right? For example. But I was trying to think if all of these newbies, these new kids on the block, would shake up our rankings at all. Like maybe, we'd like Captain Pike more than Captain Picard or whatever. So I just thought we'd go through and talk about a favorite character or two, if it's necessary, from each of the shows. And we'll start with Discovery. And since I'm sort of just launching this at you now.
I know what everyone's going to say already, though.
Yes. Well, I think for Discovery, it's going to be pretty cut and dry. but I'll go ahead and say it, and you can start thinking of who else you might maybe honorary mention or whatever. But I think Saru is going to be kind of hands down the favorite character, at least for me, anyways, because feels like the most traditional Star Trek character. You know, he fills that Data role, that Spock role. Very Star Trek type, science-y alien dude who doesn't really understand. Well, he understands, but he's just kind of alien. And of course, played by the excellent Doug Jones. He was just a standout. He was always a standout. And I don't know what happens to him at the end. I forgot to check on that, but I wanted to. But so you guys can either riff off of what I'm talking about, or if you want to bring up a character, someone else, or if you want to agree with me completely, which was probably what you should do. So.
I'll say Lorca. Again, okay. We only got him talking about season 1, but like it's still just such an interesting portrayal, and it almost kind of made sense that he was evil in the end, because he definitely was channeling that kind of like Ronnie Cox, like I'm not your dad's captain vibe of like, when the admirals or the other captains would come on. Actually, no, sorry, not admirals, but like when other captains would come on TNG and just it was so jarring because it was someone else in the center seat, and you're like, 4 ships, what's going on? This is crazy, So yeah, I'd say I need to watch season 1 again, even though you asked me to. But I want to see Lorca again. I want to see, even though he's not Prime Lorca, he disguised it well enough to emulate a Starfleet captain in that era.
To you, he's Prime Lorca. I to echo Saru, I think about it. It's hard, and it's not a Discovery thing per se, because I remember when I was first watching Voyager, and maybe even now I'm thinking about it, but like it's like I liked all of it. Was to me, it was truly an ensemble, and so it wasn't like I had a favorite character because they were I liked them all. And so Discovery, it's like to me, no one like. I mean, obviously Michael's the main character, but like for me, no one just jumps out. But I mean, I agree with Saru.
But you can't pick a favorite character from Voyager?
I mean, there's some I like more than others. Not that I hate anyone, but it's like, but like Discovery, my answer is this. So like Saru, yes, but like what I do want them in large doses. I think there's enough doses. I agree with Lorca, but of course only season 1. I'm also going to like go even lower on the tier of like screen time. But someone I still like was Dr. Hugh Culber. And so I just thought Wilson Cruz brought a lot to that. I mean, theoretically nothing character. It was sort of like, assistant CMO, spouse to the main character, Stamets. But I thought he brought so much to that character that you made him care about it. And then when he got, gacked midway through season 1, you're like, what? But
then they brought him back.
And then they brought him back, which, not until season 2. But thankfully, I mean, that was one of the things like, yeah, that's stupid, but I'm glad you did, because I thought he got killed in a stupid way.
So, yeah. Well, how did they bring him back? I literally can't remember.
Mushroom magic.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, that's what I thought. Yep. Yeah, it's a good choice. I mean, if we're going to talk about favorite characters, especially like even like I mean, I like Stamets, even though he's like kind of an unlikable person. Like he's kind of miserable. I think like he's really mean.
To me, it was funny watching season 1 again because I remember hating Stamets, and then I'm like, but he gets laid back later, and I was like, I couldn't remember why. And I mean, you're going to remember why, but then you're not going to remember why. Now, once he got hooked up to the spore drive, he got relaxed, but the way it's played is because the dude is high on mushrooms. That's how he got laid back. Like he's this miserable git. Finally, he gets convinced to be substitute for the tardigrade, and then like the next episode, he's like, "Hey, dude." I'm like, oh, and then he just stays that way from now on. So he is endorsing, I guess, mushrooms. Making someone better. I guess that's the message, kids. Do drugs.
There's a whole network. It's you have to see it. Yeah.
A whole galaxy, man. It's awesome. Lorca's a good choice too, of course. Just from still wish we would see Prime Lorca because he'd be pretty cool too.
I know. No, I haven't. I know none of us have seen it. I was going to say I haven't seen it. I know none of you have seen it. I know a lot of people liked the new first officer in the last season. So, played by the guy from Battlestar Galactica, one of the bad guys. Anyway, yeah, I can't remember which model. He's the philosophy model. You remember that guy? I don't know the character's name. But anyway,
You mean
yeah, well, yeah, he was like the first one, or not the first one that got discovered, but like he was the one that Adama killed in like that. And
gotcha.
you know who I'm talking about. Sorry.
Yep.
More precise. It does help if I just Googled him. But anyway, he played an alien. I forget what he was in Discovery and to be first officer, and people liked him. But other than that, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, there we go. Is there anybody else that we want to just mention as a
Yeah, nothing against characters. Like, I'm just not a big Michael or Tilly. I know people are, and that's fine. Just not necessarily hits my. Whatever.
Yeah, I like Tilly fine. Michael, I could probably leave behind, but it is what it is. Okay, let's move on.
Do you say Pike? Do you count him?
Well, we'll talk about him now because I was thinking, besides Pike, I'm trying to think. So I would pick Pike for Strange New Worlds, just because obviously Anson does a great job. I mean, he's just really, really like he carries that role really well. But I don't know what would you guys pick? Who when you watch Strange New Worlds, are you mad that they killed that blind engineer?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Hamler something?
Something like
That's it.
sounds-
That was it. Yeah, Hamler.
Yeah.
I think so.
Heimdall,
There's a character, and not that I didn't like her, but like I felt like, okay, whatever. Yeah. And it's just something. I don't know if it's the actress, and I don't mean it that way, that it's the actress, but like I don't know if it's her performance, is what I mean. But just I want, because I don't know if I like the character, but I still like seeing the character because of what she does with it, and that's Nurse Chapel, who I mean per se is kind of slightly annoying in some ways, but it's just something that I can't remember the actress's name off the top of my head, but anyway, just something she does that like just makes that a watchable character.
Yeah, it's sort of like at least I have to like sort of divorce my idea of Nurse Chapel from her, just because, like you said, it's like it's weird and it's like very different. Like it's very, very, very different. Like it's not even trying to go like with Ethan and Spock. Like he's definitely he's doing his best Nimoy. You know what I mean? This is not the case here. It's just like sort of a different character, but she's interesting for sure. What about you, Darren?
Gosh, yeah, I would agree with Chapel. I think she's kind of like, I feel like she has more story plots. You know what I mean? Like she's actually in more that's happening. So, but even just Spock, I know it's Spock, but like, man, we're getting a lot of good stuff with that Spock. Okay, fine. I'll do a Stranger Worlds rewatch. You've convinced me.
I mean, you got to, by law, you have to do it anyway when the new season starts, right?
That's true. That's true.
So
do we know when that
hot young Spock, we're putting it down as.
I don't know. We know. Do we have a date? I don't think we do.
Not a precise date. I'm sure it's going to be after, or I'm sure it's going to be soon. That's how I should phrase it. In other words, we'll have Section 31 in Jan. I assume Strange New Worlds is up next because obviously we're running out of shows at this point because Lower Decks is over.
So February something.
Yeah, that's
probably, if not March. Yeah, because I mean, I'm not going to go through every character, but like, I mean, the Doctor, Mbenga, I'm saying that wrong.
That sounds right.
He's brought something new to that. I mean, I don't like that how he became like a murderer, basically, though. So if I can forget that episode, I think because he had that first season with his daughter, and you're like, well, that's his only story, maybe. But then he gets beyond that, literally, because they get rid of her. But I think he brings something interesting. But yeah, all the other characters are good, but just again, don't jump. I mean, I don't know, Khan, and then number one. But
she, yeah. I mean, she had that episode. I was thinking like she feels kind of like a maybe not wasted potential, but like I just there's just not a lot with her. I don't know.
Which
Except
one?
for that one episode, number one is what I was thinking about. I don't know. I wish there was more there.
It's to me, it's interesting because you were talking about, how much are the actors and or writers or, whoever you want to blame are hamstrung by what came before. And you were saying, Chapel's different, and I agree. But I think number one is leaning into number one, even though we only got so little of her in the cage. But she's basically a Vulcan. I mean, that's how the character.
She's very Vulcan,
and so we're seeing, because even though you're seeing Spock be this more emotional thing in Strange New Worlds, but arguably you can see where that goes or why that is. But like, she's supposed to be competent, number one. Pretty straight by the book.
I think the harder thing too with her character is the fact that it kind of suffers from, what's it called? Just like ensembleness. Like she kind of gets the short end because there's so many characters and a story can only be about so many people at a time.
Yeah, and when we only get 10 episodes,
right. Oh yeah, if this was a 20 episode, 26 even, I think we would know her much more.
Man, if we got 26 episodes a season of Strange New Worlds, how many musical episodes would we have?
We'd have one.
So no mention in Discovery or Strange New Worlds of the later editions, right? Like in Discovery, we got Tig Notaro. Nobody brought her up. And then, of course, in Strange New Worlds now, we have... I can't remember the actor's name, but
Chief Engineer.
Yeah, the Chief Engineer lady.
Other comedic actor.
Later edition actors, who are funny. That's definitely a trope, but they're fine. But I was just thinking, I couldn't even remember the character's name. So,
well, I think for and this is nothing against the people who just can't remember their names. That's our fault. They're not theirs. But with the new Chief Engineer, who's a very famous actress, of course. But like the way she's introduced, it's almost like, well, she's temporary. I'm almost feel like the show's like, don't get attached to her. Because we thought we were going to get attached to Himmler, and then they gacked him, and then we got this new one, and like, well, we know Scotty's eventually got to come up, right? And so it's like, and so you almost feel like, okay, she's a cameo. That'll come in every now and then, but
yeah.
She's the Guinan of the show,
yeah. Well, because Discovery had the rotating captain's seat, up until season 4 or whatever. So maybe that was the idea, but then obviously they already brought Scotty in. So I guess we'll see what happens, but we'll see. Okay. Unless you guys have anybody else that you want to bring up, we can move on to what do you want to do? Let's do Prodigy. Let's talk Prodigy. And because there's lots of characters in Star Trek Prodigy. I don't know if we want to make a rule that legacy characters don't count, just because this is all...
There are no rules in Star Trek.
So you can't say Janeway, but you can say holographic Janeway. That's what.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. You can just be creative, like Philip. Go ahead. No, you can use whatever character you want. But it'll be interesting. What do you guys think? Who's your favorite in Prodigy, Darren?
Honestly, I really liked Zero. I think the whole Medusan aspect. In the second season, they really did a lot with her character, and so I think that was just. I remember at the beginning thinking it was going to kind of be a throwaway thing of like, oh no, they can't get out of their suit, but it was so much more than that type of a character. So I really enjoyed all that.
Yeah, Zero's cool.
They were really cool, and I still want to make that puppet someday. So,
would it be the original season 1, 2?
I would probably go with one of the white suits. So where she's kind of like Starfleety, maybe not the final one. I don't know. Probably not the season 1 though, where it's all junky. But who knows? I haven't gotten that far in my thoughts.
Yeah. What about you, Philip?
I feel like Gwen, because with the caveat, my answer is Gwen, because I think she is the true leader of that group, which theoretically season 3 would have shown. Because she's now Captain Gwen. Well, no, and I'm optimistic, but reality is sinking in. my only caveat is the second season, she got so bogged down in her story that she didn't get a chance to shine. You know, when you're like, got the strap on you about to be erased from reality for, 15 of the 20 episodes, there's only so much you can do. Now, I mean, and so she was sort of focused on her home planet, whereas it'd be cool just in these adventures if she got a little more of a bigger perspective. Not that she didn't, but you know what I'm trying to say. She got sidelined a little bit from the rest of the crew. But yeah, Gwen definitely. Just because she's the natural. I'm still a kid. They're all kids, but sort of the natural one who will be the captain.
Yeah, I like Gwen a lot because she's like super competent, and I if there was going to be more Prodigy, I'd be happy that we are now leaving her that big story element behind, right? Like you could move forward with her. She could just be the leader. All of her like family and past and all that stuff is now done. We're done with it. We can move forward. And but obviously, who knows if we'll see any more of that?
Because it's funny in many ways, she's the action hero. Like she fights the best and the most. I mean, because you would think stereotypically maybe it's the male boy character, but he can only shoot but he only shoots phasers. Like that's his attack, roll phaser roll for him. And then Rock Talk, who obviously is the stereotypical big one, but that obviously that's all, not, and then of course, I mean, the murderer is of course Murph, but you don't know what version you're going to get. And I do prefer my characters to talk, so that's only why Murph is my favorite. But yeah, so Gwen, I mean, like she's got it all: leader, action hero, everything.
Yeah, she definitely does. I would pick Rock Talk as actually my favorite character, just because I love that she breaks down like you said, she obviously has a look, and she is a stereotypical like tough, scary character, but obviously played by a little girl and is really into science. And I love what she was trying to whip everybody into shape in the beginning of season 2. And she's like, this is not what we're supposed to be doing. I want to be working on the ship and stuff like that.
Or worse, we'll be expelled.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I like.
She definitely had Hermione vibes. Yeah, no, I liked Rock Talk too. She was.
Honestly, Prodigy. Yep. Prodigy is up there in terms of like overall cast. I think I like everybody. I don't think there's anybody that I actively dislike when I'm watching Prodigy. There's just like elements that I don't like, but I think all the main cast are really good.
Yeah. And everyone gets, well, I won't say that, but at times everyone gets their turn, maybe more in season 1 than season 2. So even like, Jacob Poggs, he's annoying, the comic relief, but like you get his story and it's pretty cool, or interesting anyway. And then he gets a slight arc in season 2 of just, trying to fit in and then going back to what he was. But it's cool because he is, I mean, they all are. But he helps that outsider's perspective because he doesn't know what the Federation is. Even when he's in there in season 2, he's still like, oh, well, I guess you're supposed to act this way. And he's pretending, but then he still does what he does. And, so. But
he knows his own race. So, like, it's more interesting when he gets on the Voyager, A, and he sees the other Tellarite. And that is a whole nother dynamic.
Let's see. Is there any other honorable mentions that we want to talk about with the bad guy?
Chakotay and the holographic doctor and
he's not the bad guy. He's just Chakotay. Don't say that.
Oh yeah, Chakotay is number 1.
I know.
Whatever happened to that guy?
He's kind of the bad guy for a hot second. He did not like the kids.
Bird guy.
Yeah, nobody said Janeway though, so that's it.
Admiral Janeway.
All right, let's move on to then Lower Decks. And Philip, we'll start with you. But what would you say your favorite character from Lower Decks is? This is gonna be an interesting one.
It's between. I mean, I'll pick one, but I'll talk it out. It's between Tendi and Rutherford. So I have to choose between the two of them because I'm like, who would I want more? Tendi, I think has to be Tendi. I think Rutherford, God bless him, he's a little one note, but I like him. But I think Tendi because she has a range. Because because she is Death Pirate, but she also is, loves science, geek. And so you get that full range of that, her perspective of being what is she, the Princess of Nightshade? I forget what she is.
Mistress of the Winter Constellation.
There you go. She's that.
It sounds awesome.
I know. And everyone instantly, but she's also, Lieutenant Junior grade.
Right.
Medical science. Yeah. And so, yeah.
Yeah, Tenny's great. Rutherford would be my number 2. He has one note, but he's funny. Darren, what about you?
Yeah, it's harder. It's harder for me. I would say it was almost Tendi as well, because she's just such an interesting character. But Boimler's really grown on me. Like, Boimler was very you want to talk about one note
for a second.
Like, he's very, oh, look, Boimler's screaming again in this episode. But no, I like Boimler. I'm curious to see how they wrap up the Red Pad arc. And we'll go from there. But no, I like Boimler.
I think I'm going to pick. I just love Ransom so much. Every time that he does something, it just cracks me up. I think he's the funniest character. And they do give him a little bit of depth every now and then, like when that one episode where you think that there was going to be a relationship between him and Mariner. Yeah. And they obviously went in a different direction. No, I love him. I think he's so funny. Every time he's doing something, it's ridiculous and over the top, and it just gets me going.
I feel like there was a I mean, I don't know this. This is just me as an audience member. There was an instinct, perhaps, to make that a undermining the captain character, and there's times where they like kind of touch that, but he's actually the most like 99% loyal person. Like, he is happy. Like, I don't think he wants to be captain. Like, they've touched it sometimes where he, like, when he was like the godlike,
he just thing. Won't sit down.
But like, he's happy where he is commander, Ransom, and he's happy about it. Like, he's not out to get the captain or undermine her. He is happy to support the captain, and he gets to do his thing, and he's happy about it. You know, do his exercises and do crew evaluations, and he's happy.
I was going to say he won't sit down because he's doing push-ups. He just keeps doing more and more push-ups. So there's a lot of good characters to like as well. I'm trying to think of.
I mean, the chief engineer is a Renaissance prince.
I always forget about him, but he's funny too. What a crazy concept for a character. I mean, it's very Star Trek-y. It's like very campy Star Trek. That whole episode when he went to his planet, it was just so silly. And I love that it comes back all the time, just one-off quick jokes. Like, he's
like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. But yeah, that's a thing.
In the first episode of the season, the mirror, or the other universe, he's like the king or the prince. Like, he's wearing his full thing.
It's always so funny when it just comes back for like a second or something. He's like, oh yeah, that's right. He's that's
royalty.
So, yeah. Lower Decks is also always has these crazy one-off characters. I'm thinking of like Badgie and stuff like that. That are interesting as well. But I don't think that'll top anyone's list or anything like that.
It's not a complaint. I'm surprised they kept both security officers. Like, I mean, Shrax came back, which was fine, but then they kept the other guy, and I'm like, wait, how does that job work? Is it a job share? Or like,
Well, that other guy is literally only one note, so that's probably why. Do you? Man, that's a different voice actor, right? That's not like somebody's not doing double duty and just does those lines, or just did those lines once and they're just canned.
Oh, the Temerian.
Yeah. He does talk sometimes. Like, it's not like it's never.
He does.
But he doesn't have a character. We don't know anything about him.
He's there for what would be funny if the Temerian said this bit? Funny.
Yeah. I do want to see, surely there's got to be a whiteboard or someone's keeping an Excel spreadsheet of everything he's ever said. Because the one TNG episode gave you like this much of a vocabulary, not much. And so they've had to build the whole thing for this character. I mean, even I know it's only for funny lines, but still, you got to be semi-consistent.
Yeah. And I was just trying to think of anybody else that might have slipped through in New Trek. But I think we covered pretty much everybody.
I know. Back in my mind is like, oh, well, I mean, you didn't even talk Picard.
Oh my goodness, that's right. I knew I was okay. Let's talk Picard. Oh, Picard would be an interesting one too. Because,
can't name any legacy people, right?
Well, I guess you could pick who you want, but even legacy people are in an interesting position. But what's more interesting is that show has 3 separate casts. Well, almost, kind of.
Pretty much.
Lots of characters to go around for sure. So I actually don't know who I would pick.
I'll start just to. And of course, we're going to go into the part where we don't remember anyone's names. But season 1, the android who was not Data's daughter, but was Data's daughter, I thought she was interesting. I mean, you can say what you want about the storyline, but I thought the actress, I want to say Isa, but I don't think that's how you say her name. But anyway, that actress and that character was interesting. I mean, obviously she was on her heel 90% of the time, so you couldn't really get that much other than questioning her existence, which sometimes is interesting, but sometimes it's like, well, it's hard to know the character because they're like reduced to this state. But even though maybe not the best choice in men, but I thought it was an interesting character, and I was disappointed that and maybe it's because the actress wanted to do other things, because she's on Broadway now, she's doing a lot of stuff, and she's actually in a new series for Max right now, a medical series. But anyway, maybe she wanted to do something else. But like when they just instantly dumped her in season 2, I'm like, what? But okay.
She had one line. She had that one scene or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I think the ultimate dumping was the Romulan lady who was like so interesting, and then all of a sudden it's just like, nope,
the most important thing for the season, and then it's like.
Well, I was thinking of when you were talking about God, I can't remember her character name either. But
I know,
robot lady. I was thinking like, I really liked Alison Pill's character in the beginning, and just mostly because I like Alison Pill. And then she turns out to be a murderer, and then I was like, I don't like her so much anymore. So,
got such standards, Daniel.
I know. Sorry, but then of course it came to me. It's going to be Shaw. Captain Shaw is the best thing that.
Oh yeah. I have changed my vote to Shaw.
I hate him so much.
I love Captain Shaw. I wish we got more Captain Shaw. I wish they didn't kill him off. But I think he's probably the most interesting thing that came out of Picard. So,
well, I mean, I will throw out 7. I liked season 2 is so weird, but I liked her season 1. I mean, not that I didn't like her in season 2, but it's just that whole season's just weird. And then season 3, it's hard for me because I like kind of where she was going, but then again, it's, the story they have for her makes it hard for her to do anything. It's like she's first officer, but the captain hates her. So it's like, well, and then she's kind of in this arrested development, if you will, of that, there's only so far because she doesn't want to like overthrow her captain. And so she's like,
she's
just getting bullied the whole season. It's like, well, that doesn't make for interesting character development. It's like, oh, and then she's a captain of the Enterprise. I'm like, I mean, okay, you can't just wave the magic wand at the end. But by and large, I liked, even though it does fall kind of into what we don't like about like, oh, here's the sequel where everyone's miserable. But she wasn't crazy miserable. She was just independent operator, which is a little Star Warsy, but still, it was interesting.
Yeah, I like 7. I agree with you. Like sometimes she was just there. Like they wanted her to be the captain at the end, so it makes sense that they made her the first officer, and it was just like, okay, so she's just kind of there. I guess the more interesting thing for me was like always like what we didn't see between Voyager and Picard, because we still don't really understand what the Ferris Rangers were or why she decided to join them. Or
so every time you say Ferris Rangers, I hear Rescue Rangers and do the whole theme song in my head. So Ferris Rangers, woo!
But Darren, I know you agreed with my vote, but who were you going to say before that?
Oh, well, yeah, I know. I was like, oh, I want to change the shot. No, I think for me, it was I was going to say Raffi. Raffi was just a really interesting character. Like, I really wanted, they made me really, really want to watch like Heyday, Raffi, and Picard show. Like, I really wanted to see that. I wanted to see what the crazy stuff they got up to, but it wasn't to be.
I mean, I kind of have to be like good, but then they threw it away. Rios.
Oh yeah, that was a character.
Well, the real answer is the Rios holograms, but we're going to say Rios. Sure. But again, to me, they threw him away and not just because he got written out at the end of season 2, but I'm saying, he's introduced as Captain of the Stargazer. I was trying to remember, right? Captain of the Stargazer.
Sure.
Was he Captain?
Yeah, he's Captain of the Stargazer. He was. I was just thinking I don't know, whatever it was. But anyway,
no, he wasn't Captain because that was his whole trauma was losing his captain.
Remember? No, you're season 2, first episode.
Yeah. Oh yes, sorry, yes. Okay. Yep.
Okay. So where it was like, okay, like I said, you had this rough and tumble introduction in season 1, but again, I'm like, okay, I'm not saying he was like what he was developing. It was interesting, and he was this very different character because he was like kind of bad. I mean, like, hand quote bad. But then he was this very philosophical, like nihilist, and it was so weird, but it was kind of cool and interesting because he also made these holograms that were really funny. And so, like, how do you put that all together? He's doing this whole Han Solo thing. But and then season 2, he's a captain now. But then you don't get to see that because then the season just does what it does, and then they write him out. And so it's like, well, I would have liked to see him do Starfleet stuff.
It was pretty unceremonious, like how he left things.
He got like murdered in a bar, I think was the end of the story. But anyway.
But I did like Rios a lot, and then I agree that it was some waste of potential. I completely had forgotten about him. I see nobody is going to pick Elnor.
I liked him, but no, I did like him. But I mean, again, one note and then written out pretty fast.
Yep. That seems to be the pattern. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else in Picard that really stands out to me. We didn't mention Captain Picard.
Girardi had a lot of potential, and they just didn't really go anywhere with it. I don't know. I mean, they went somewhere with it. I shouldn't say that, but
which Brit Spiner is your favorite in Picard?
No.
1, 2, or 3?
We also can't say Ro because they did her dirty too, or Hugh. Anyways,
no. Now, Daniel, Hugh would actually be a good answer. I liked what they did with Hugh. He was cool. It was great to see him return. But again, written out or gacked pretty early on. Like, I mean, you're sensing a pattern here.
Yes. Yep. You were in danger if you were
interesting.
Yeah. Or if you were asked to be back on Picard. So,
can I get a 2-season commitment? No, we can't.
We just want you to die a horrific death on screen so people remember your face.
I mean, he's basically got Culbert. He got Culbert, and that's just
Yeah.
Where's his magic mushroom return?
Mm-hmm.
I am sensing the pattern though. None of us bring up. Like we just briefly touched on Pike, and nobody talked about Picard. It generally tends not to be the main character or the lead character, as it were, that we gravitate towards. Which is interesting.
True. That is true. We weren't all like, "Oh man, this portrayal of Picard, wow."
Well, I think we all probably agree that we would have gone in a different direction.
True.
Well, I guess here's a question for season 3 for the TNG main cast. Who was your favorite? Just in season 3. I'm not saying in TNG. I'm saying in season 3 only of Picard of the TNG main cast. Who was your favorite?
Oh,
probably Riker.
Yeah.
I mean, he got
Riker,
he got the most. I mean, he got a ton of screen time, but I would almost secondary. I'd say Geordi. Worf. They kind of did cool stuff, but it kind of went nowhere, and they were too concerned about like, I don't know, keeping Worf mysterious. And I'm like, I want Worf to be everything Worf says is about this one time in DS9. Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted finally to have Worf be able to share about his time. Guys, when I went through a wormhole similar to this into the Gamma Quadrant, like, oh man, we had so much potential.
He did say the word Jadzia, so at least we got that.
That is true.
But none of the other people said we missed that wedding invitation.
Yeah. Oh, you change your mailing address in subspace and blah blah blah.
I'm trying to think of. I would probably agree with Riker, mostly because he's sort of the closest to the same. Like he was, other than like the whole kid thing, the child storyline. Like he was mostly exactly what we kind of expected. I think Riker to do.
Yeah, seasoned.
Yeah.
Horrible thing to say to a old captain. Because I'd like to say Troy, but that just didn't. I mean, again, give her much. I mean, they gave Beverly a lot, so it's like not like necessarily. But they didn't give Troy that much. I mean, like, if we did season 1, I was like, I like Troy in season 1 of Picard. But they just didn't give her much to do other than marriage untroubled for some unspecified reason, and then he goes away.
Yeah. That's a great question, though, because I don't think we ever had like a sort of a wrap-up, roundup. How did we feel about those characters and where they ended up? Because I think that's
But my favorite character was the Enterprise D when it showed up in Glorious. I mean, we joke, but there's probably people where that's their favorite the whole thing. Which I did. I will say this. I liked the fact that they established it was Starbase One, and they had it come out of a whole news section that it could actually fit into, and that's all I needed.
Doesn't take much for you.
Made me very happy. Very
well.
happy
I don't remember the Enterprise D being that maneuverable, but
with Data at the helm. I mean, he was always at the helm, but yes.
Well, he was always at the helm. He was just next to it.
You need to watch the scene where they're flying through the cube when they're with the what's it called? With I Need a Hero playing in the background. It's glorious.
Classical music.
Yes.
I mean, like, I remember in Relics when they had to, like, oh no, here comes, it's closing the doors, and then it goes that way. Here they would just done, like, backflip through the door the way Data was.
It's a lot easier to move a digital thing.
That's true. It's called filming miniature, Philip.
Also, we make fun of the Discovery turbo lifts being, breweries. Like, how big was that Borg cube where the Enterprise D has, like, room to maneuver all over the place?
Borg cubes are always that big
with holes. I'm not saying they're not big, but that much space inside.
It wasn't the size of the cube. It was more of it's just been in Jupiter and we didn't know that, or when did it get there? I don't know.
I mean,
what's behind the vengeance?
Don't make me think about it. Yeah. There's a vengeance shaped parking spot, and then there's a big square parking spot, and we're like, what is this?
And that's when they decided to reinvest in the Mars Defense Perimeter. See what was going on. So, all right, well, that was interesting. I guess the last question I would ask now is now that we've sort of sussed it out and talked about it, would you add any of these characters, these favorites, would it upset any of your lists? I know we didn't actually go through an itemized list of this is my top 3 favorite characters or top 10 or whatever. But do you think that any of these characters are interesting enough to sort of supplant or be added to what you would consider as your favorite Star Trek characters? Just out of curiosity, and just casually, just interesting.
I think, because the hard part is, I think with a lot of the news shows, again, not a complaint, is that they don't necessarily fit into slots. Like, what's Rios? I mean, he's not a first officer. He's not really a captain. Like, what is he? What do you know? He's a guy. But anyway, I think Saru's going to make a top 5 XO list.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. No, I would say if we're talking like Raffi, like brand new character, not necessarily like we got extra of this character we liked. I'd say, yeah, there's definitely places. And that's the cool thing about a franchise that's continuing is, there's people who Raffi's the first XO that they've ever seen, and they're really into that. And I'm like, that's great. It's only going to get better.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely think that there's a couple of characters that are really interesting, really cool. So I was just curious, just because we kind of hadn't had.
Or you're only talking about the cool characters? Okay, well, I got to go back to my list and update that.
Who is the coolest?
Cool characters.
With a K. Kool.
Who is the coolest Star Trek character?
That character's totally in my face.
I'm trying to think. Captain Kirk? He might be the coolest Star Trek character.
We're going to need a whole nother week to get ready for that.
I think Riker.
Riker would be up there. Riker would definitely be up there.
I mean, Boimler thinks he's pretty cool, so.
I don't know. I guess with cool, I'm thinking suave, and those are maybe two different things. Because I'm like, Trip is kind of cool, too.
Well, Trip. Miles O'Brien had a statue about him.
It's true. Well, he's the greatest character of all time. So
Yes.
All right, Darren, if people wanted to get a hold of you and say, hey, why didn't you talk about my favorite character? How would they find you?
They can start their own podcast, and I'll listen to it there. But they can find me at drsci-fi.com. That's DRSCIFI.
And Philip, what about you?
They can find me on Insta at CAPTSFUFP.
And if people want to find me, they can find me online anywhere at OneUpDan. That is the number one, not the word. And that's it for this week. We'll catch you guys next week. I'm Dan Naprue.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
And I'm Darren Moser.
Stranded here on SETI Alpha 3.